Hey guys, Captain CA here, and welcome back to FlatsClass YouTube. Today, I'm going to share with you the top 5 inshore baits for the month of October. For those that love swinging the artificials, this is going to be a good one. I'm going to share with you 5 hot lures and how to use them for the month of October. So let's jump inside the studio here and break it down. All right, I'm as excited as I think the fish are that October is finally here. That's right, they want something to hit right now. We're moving into that transition period, and these fish are super aggressive. Why is that? Well, when October comes, the days get shorter, the water's starting to cool off rapidly fast. They're trying to get to that halfway point to their winter refuge, where the shrimp and the bait fish are trying to get to their winter refuge, which is away from those zones. So there's going to be like this collision. I mean, powerful collision. When that happens, these fish are wrecking baits, and they're wrecking them all day long. So my advice to you is get on the bite while these fish are trying to fatten up. Who are these fish? These are the snook, the big specks, and the upper slot reds that are in this situation right now in October, and you should leverage it big time before the bait gets scarce and the water temperature starts to drop. Now, how are you going to work these baits? You're going to work them erratically. It's not going to be that standard click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, walk the dog. It's going to be click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, stop, work, 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 just pulse the bait a little bit or just reel it straight, then pick it up faster, then slow it down, then walk slower again, then pick it up again. That back and forth, inconsistent, erratic action is going to draw some wicked strikes from snooks, big specks, and all those upper slot reds. So my advice to you, a pro tip, is to take your pliers and, like I've done here, mash all the barbs down on these hooks, because you're going to be busy taking fish off. And you don't want to do any damage to the fish or yourself. All right, what's bait number 2? About to share that with you next. Bait number 2. Bait number 2 for me has got to be the spoon. This spoon is one of the lures for you redfish fans that has mass appeal. Doesn't matter whether you live in North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and of course, right here in Florida. What's so special about the spoon? Well, because we're going to have some fronts each and every other week that are going to be strong enough, we're going to have wind. We're going to have some rougher surface, and we're going to need to cover water. And those conditions are just not conducive for topwater, but they are conducive for spoons. Now, the key thing with a spoon, at least for me, is not only adding a high quality swivel like these from BKK, but picking the right colors for the water clarity that you might be fishing. This white spoon works excellent in clear water, but if I'm fishing tannin water, I might want to go gold or copper or chartreuse. If I'm fishing muddy water, I might even want to go pink. Aqua Dream makes a lot of these colored spoons, and they work phenomenal. Now, the retrieve is simple. All you have to do is make those nice, long, clean casts and just reel them at a steady pace with a little shake every once in a while. But it's more important that you make contact with the bottom. You got to make contact with the bottom. They have to hear it hit something. If you do that, redfish will feel like they have to bully the bait and trap it on the bottom. They will run it down if you're making contact with oyster, sand, mud, grass, doesn't matter. Make contact with the bottom with your spoons, and, well, a redfish will be at the end of the line. I promise you that. Bait number 3 coming up. the Prawn Stars from Zman. This is the most lifelike shrimp imitation on the market today. It not only looks like a real shrimp, it swims like a real shrimp. It has all the crazy leg movement, antenna movement, and it comes in a wide array of colors. Why is this important? It is one of the best times of the year to be working shrimp baits in any zone because all fish are vulnerable to these. They are. I'll give you an example. If you're fishing the marshes of Louisiana, these shrimp are coming out of the marsh and you're catching speckled trout on it. If you're over on the east coast of Florida, you'll get these shrimp runs that come out of the inlets and in the backwaters, and the snook are crushing them. I can fish these in passes, these big ones, in passes at inlets just by drifting them, swimming them with the tide. I can slow hop these baits where it's like pop, 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 and let it fall. Pop, 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 short twitches. You don't want to hop this thing 3 feet off the bottom. You just want like 12 little kicks like that and let this baby just swim down to the bottom. It is amazing. I sight fish with these in clear water here on the Nature Coast in Florida. And when all else fails and you've got dirty high water conditions like we've had after this big hurricane, the popping cork with the Zman Prawn Stars underneath it, it's a no-brainer. You're going to catch redfish, you're going to catch flounder, and you're going to catch speckled trout. If you're looking for a hot bait for October, do not overlook the Prawn Star. Have you guessed number 4 yet? Number 4. It's the Zman motron. This is the unrigged version. I have it right here in the black and gold. It is a fantastic lure for this time of year. Now, I prefer it rigged. This is a 1/4 ounce jig head. I like the ones that have longer shafts that come a little bit further back in the body, and I love the 30-degree line tie. Those line ties allow me to work it horizontally in a very shallow area. And why do I like that? Well, backcountry bays, creeks, and marshes right now have copious amounts of finger mullet. So if you're targeting finger mullet, whether you're doing it with a darker bait or the lighter colored bait, I'm telling you, this motron works fantastic. I use this more or less on a straight retrieve. I'm just covering water with it. So I'm making long casts. It hits the water, I'm reeling it, and about every 20 feet or so, I'll give it a kick just to make it go sideways so it stands out from the rest of the group. So every 20 feet. So if you're making a 100-foot cast, probably 4 or 5 times within that cast, you're going to make that little kick, but it will make a difference. Why do I like this bait so much? I like it on a jig head because I feel like I have superior sensitivity. So if I'm making contact with the bottom, so we're hitting a little oyster bar in the bottom or something like that, or a mound somewhere, I know it instantly because the fluorocarbon and the braid transfer that back to me. And I can cover water so quickly with this. It's got a big bite. This is the time of year where I'm not plagued too much with floating grass on the top of the surface. It's just a very efficient way to catch redfish, flounder, snook, and speckled trout. The Zman motron, I mean, it has its way. If you've got something a little shallower or a little deeper, just adjust with the weight of the jig. 1/4 ounce jig's what I prefer, but many probably would do 1/8 or 3/16. And if you're working some deeper creeks that's got some flow, some current, don't be afraid for 3/8 to 1/2 ounce. This big wedge tail, it catches some pretty big fish. All right, we're on to number 5, the last one. All right, number 5. I'm going to let you in on a little pro tip. This time of year, the bait fish profiles have never been larger. This is it. This is your chance to throw the big boy baits. I'm talking the Mirrolure XL, the Mirrolure XXL, the Catch 5. This is the time of year to throw those baits. Now, me personally, because I'm more of a skiff guy and I'm fishing backcountry bays and marshes and shallow flats, I'm going to probably throw a lot of the 27 size, which is the standard XL version of the bait. But if the water were a little deeper or running faster, I'd certainly reach out and throw the 28. Now, it comes in a wide array of colors. That's the best part about being with Mirrolure. They make colors for every situation, every species. So if you're a speckled trout guy, you might go with these big bright colors this time of year, pink and gold. If you're backcountry marsh fishing, you might roll out a tannin stained bait like this Texas Tea that's a custom color to fish for snook or juvenile tarpon. If you're on the flats fishing for reds, fishing for snook or trout, you might try something more natural. Silver sides, bone belly, bone back. That's the greatest part about it. And these baits here have maximum casting distance. You will experience some amazing casting distance. In fact, in my opinion, of all the baits we've talked about, this is the best of the best. Cadence, well, you direct the action here. Typically, you hear the twitch, twitch, pause, reel up some slack, twitch, twitch, pause, and you can do that. That catches fish. But with conditions being the way they typically are in October, I'm giving you a license to fish this very caffeinated. I mean, twitch, 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 reel it a little bit, twitch, 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 reel it a little bit, stop it, let it shimmy, then do it again. That erratic movement in this month is a game changer. It makes fish bite. Do not be afraid to be aggressive. This is the type of month that you've been waiting for to really hammer fish. So get out there and do it. Hey, if you stayed along this long, give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. And subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, you're really missing out on some valuable inshore fishing information here. This is more of my 101 stuff that I put on FlatsClass YouTube. But if you want to go deeper and get like class 201, 301, well, then you need to go over to FlatsClassUniversity.com. That's where we teach you how to catch fish at a whole nother level. That's all I've got for you today. Until next time, you guys keep those rods bent, and we will keep the videos coming.